Hello everyone, my name is Joshua and this is the 176th video on my video journal series. Today's date is Monday, the 3rd of August 2026. How's everyone been? I've been pretty good, thank you. And today I went into uni and I got to meet up with an old friend of mine. He's the first friend I actually made in uni and we planned something together today. So once he finished all his classes, we went out to go eat and got to make some small talk because we haven't seen each other in like a few months. And I was like, oh, how was your holidays? How's your studies coming along? I know it's only week 2, but you gotta ask these questions. And yeah, we had a good time. And one thing I remember though was we were walking around campus and I saw all these like vending machines. That obviously had the essentials like soda cans and chips and all that stuff you expect from a vending machine, maybe iced coffee. But then there were some vending machines where they had like these very niche and specific products, like water bottles, notebooks, and pens. And I know it's a university, but I was thinking, who are these vending machines meant to target? The reason why you get something from a vending machine is for convenience, right? Where you're on a train station platform or out on the street and you really want a drink or light snack, and you're like, all right, well, there's a vending machine there. I know it's going to be a little bit more expensive than the what I can get at a supermarket, but you're paying for convenience. But with these vending machines that have like all these like stationary electronic stuff, I don't get what the convenience is because literally the university merch store is literally down the road. So I'm like, all right, it'll be like a less than a 5 minute walk to get to the merch store where they have all these goods for I presume to be a lot more cheaper than what you can get at a vending machine, and they'll have a lot more items in stock. They'll have a greater range of items and if you don't want something with the university's logo, you can just go to a department store, go to Officeworks, go to Kmart or Big W or one of those stores where you can get one of these items for dirt cheap. A notebook, pen, or a water bottle or a cap. Like I seriously don't get the point of these like niche vending machines, right? I know I've been to Japan, I've seen them all, right? The ones that sell like used underwear and all of that. But that's Japan, right? Japan does their own thing, and in Japan, I guess there's a great demand for these vending machines because of their population, and you got to factor in salarymen, people who work in offices who are in a rush, and they're like, all right, I want to get a drink. I want to grab this specific or I guess niche product for a vending machine, like a T-shirt or whatever, because you know, I got a meeting in 5 minutes. That I can understand, but here in Sydney, Australia, and especially around a university campus, where a student is expected to have those things, it's not like someone's gonna walk by one of these machines like, all right, well, I got a class in 5 minutes, and I really need a notepad. I'll get it from a vending machine. No, all right, no one really thinks like that. And I've seen these sorts of machines, these machines that sell like electronic goods like earbuds and chargers and cables on train station platforms. And like I can understand if it's the country, right? If it's like a regional place where there's not an electronic store nearby. But like these electronic vending machines, ones that sell electronics, they're located on train station platforms or at train stations which are like close by to like town centers and electronic stores. And I'm like, why would you, be in such a rush where you spend more for like these, crummy little earphones and electronic goods? You can just go to like JB Hi-Fi or Bingley or, that electronic shop down the road. It's like maybe if you're changing trains, but like, the quality of these electronic goods isn't going to be as good as, what you can get elsewhere. And I don't understand, like, if you're such in a rush where, you know, you're like, all right, well, I'll sacrifice more just for this sort of convenience. But I'm like, well, this, you're basically sacrificing, let's say, 5 minutes of walking, um, in favor of just pressing a few buttons on a vending machine and paying like $40 for wired earphones that most probably cost 50 cents to make. Like that's something I do not really get. I guess they appease certain people, but you know, I'd much rather spend 5 minutes of my time walking or just waiting, uh, you know, for a train, uh, or just simply going outside of the train station and going to one of these electronic stores and buying a better quality product for a lower price. Um, yeah, I know this argument really started with me talking about universities, but they're apparent in our everyday life. I'm sure, someone watching this video might have spotted one of these machines before. Machines that don't really sell, I guess, candy, lollies, soda cans, or chips. They just sell like, you know, stationary electronic goods, or they're trying to be fancy where they do like all these like gourmet foods, or another one that gets me is that I've seen these vending machines. They like sell or at least range instant ramen, instant noodles, and they have like such a high markup. And I know it's meant to target university students, especially those studying late at night. But I'm like, um, for that price, I'll just rather go to one of those like Asian mini marts where they have them for like dirt cheap. And yet again, this is my own positionality, all right? I don't know what other people's situations are if they're in such a big rush where they think that paying for, um, a 100% markup saves them time. I use vending machines a lot, especially for like cans of soft drink. If I just need a can of Mountain Dew to energize me. But at the same time, I don't buy headphones or charger cables or uh, notebooks or any of that kind from a vending machine. And I guess I've always had a fascination with vending machines when I was younger. In fact, I actually had a very big fascination with vending machines when I was like, 8, 10 years old. I don't know why. Maybe I saw the ones in Japan. I was like, oh, I like all the mini buttons and how it has like all these weird items. But now I think, it's just a waste of money. And, I'm saying this, but I bet you in the future I'm going to rely on those vending machines for like a very specific reason. It's going to be a very dumb reason. Like, oh, my earphones broke on the train station platform. I need to watch this video. I'm gonna spend $40 on these mini wired earbuds. Hopefully that doesn't happen to me, but you never know the future. And I guess I've always had an issue with like my earbuds breaking, and I guess just due to the fact that they're like cheap ones, but at the same time, it is kind of annoying. And yeah, also walking around campus, we do have a food court, but it is quite meh worthy. Um, I know, some universities here in Sydney have like really good food courts. My university is not one of them. They have like a meh worthy food court, maybe like one or two good places, but the rest I wouldn't eat there or at those like specific places because you can easily get that sort of food or better quality food elsewhere for like a lower cost. And I know yet again it's due to convenience, right? People studying at the university, they just want to go downstairs and not like out and about in the city trying to find a place to eat. I understand that. Now I've used the university food court before, but yet again though, like the price to pay for convenience isn't really quote unquote worth it. And even these like supermarket metro stores I've been talking about, which is basically a smaller version of a supermarket like Woolworths Metro or Coles Local. Um, they often have things in there that are like, a little bit higher than other sort of supermarkets, it will cost you around $4 or $4.25 to get a 600 ml bottle of Coke, which is in my eyes pretty expensive. I mean, $4 for a bottle of Coke, 600 mls, will cost you around $4. Will cost you around $4.60 to get that exact product, but at like a train station vending machine. So that's a case where I'm like, well, if I'm at a train station, I'm really, really thirsty, then there's only a 60-cent difference between a 600 ml bottle of Coke at a Woolworths Metro or standard Woolies store and what you can get at a vending machine at a train station platform. And, you know, that made me think, well, which one is, worth it? And I guess, it depends where it is, but in most cases, when I'm on a train station platform and a train is coming in 5 minutes, I'll grab the vending machine one. So that one sort of makes sense, all right? And I've obviously, been overseas and there's, been times where I'm like, all right, well, I need to get something from a vending machine. I'm on holiday, I can spend a little bit more. But usually it's just a drink or packet of chips, never, you know, anything beyond that. And I know you're most probably a little bit tired of me talking about vending machines, but I must probably leave it there when it comes to the sort of vending machine talk. I'll most probably close that book unless I've got something else that comes up. But yeah, I don't really get the appeal yet again of vending machines that sell anything other than uh, light refreshments, And even then, I noticed that, a while ago, my university raised the prices of a lot of things in their vending machines. I remember a Snickers bar was like $2, or $2.60 when I like last year. But then, a couple of months ago, maybe the start of this year, they like raised the price to like $3.60. I was like, damn, $3.60. The supermarket down the road sells them for like $2, maybe $1 during like sales, like a special sales period. So yeah, um, vending machines, you really got to weigh the cost of convenience up against, you walking into a just a nearby supermarket and getting that exact same product for a lower price. So it's, I guess, your choice to make, and it's my choice to make as well. But um, I have to cut down on all that sugary stuff anyway. All right, I'm gonna close that book. And what else happened at uni today? Not much. I have a pretty packed day tomorrow, and obviously, I really I don't want to bring this up again, but tomorrow would be a situation where I would use a vending machine just for a quick snack or a drink because I have to run between classes. All right, that is a suitable scenario. That is a appropriate situation. I'm gonna close that book about vending machines. I'm gonna slide all the way there because I don't want to talk about it anymore. Anyway, yeah. So tomorrow's gonna be busy, and I got something after uni as well. I'm gonna meet up with um, one of my other friends at like a meeting. So yeah, I'll pretty much leave the house at like 8 o'clock in the morning and return at like 8 or 9 p.m. in the afternoon. It's gonna be insane, but it is what it is. And to be fair, I'd rather have everything, I guess, now condensed in a single day. Um, you know, I guess I like things spread it out, but I time to mix things up. I when it comes to like my sort of uni schedule, I guess it leaves me, every day other than Tuesday free, basically. So in effect, it saves me time having to go to university, come back from university. You know, all that time really adds up throughout the week. But on the downside is that Tuesdays for me are pretty packed, and you got to catch up with all the work, all the lectures, all the note writing. It can really do a toll on you after a while. You end up finishing Tuesdays just knackered. But anyway, so Tuesday, very busy day. Then Wednesday, yet again, really nothing beyond Wednesday plans. So, oh wait, sorry, I got that birthday party on Sunday. So apart from Sunday, like I said in the last video, really nothing um, I'm expecting for the rest of the week. And I've been trying to catch up with my friends at university, but they're in like on opposing days. So I'm in on Tuesday, they're in like on Monday, Thursday, Friday. So yeah, it is quite hard to meet up with my old friends, but whenever I can, I like to pop in, say hello, and hopefully I make new friends. And new experiences. Um, Other than that, what else I've been doing? Not much really. And as you can tell by the tone of my voice, I am a little bit tired. Even though it was Monday, I was pretty tired. And I like to take a microwave meal with me whenever I go to uni, but I forgot to today, so I had to you know, get something from the university bar because they're having like a sort of lunch deal um, at the university bar where every lunchtime, Monday through Friday, they offer these like $5.50 meals uh, as part of their like affordable eats program, which I like. I often like cheap food. I don't care. Fills me up quickly. And I think this week's selection for the $5.50 student lunch deal was um, this sort of rice and curry dish. I've got the exact term for it because I know curries are very like sort of broad term you can use. There's different types of curries available, but no, it was still pretty nice, and filled me up for the rest of the day. So you know, it did its job, and I was quite happy with it. And um, but I really guess I have to cut down on the amount of takeout that I get, and I've been buying these. Oh yes, I remember. There's one more thing I want to talk about. It just popped into my mind before I was about to end this video. Um, I've been buying these like microwave sort of curry meals from like Aldi and Woolies, and I've been hitting them at the university because, as you know, I don't have a microwave at home. And the thing I remember now is that I checked Aldi Broadway today. All right, Aldi Broadway. Haven't been to the store in quite a while. I looked on their shelf. Still no anchovy. Um, so yeah, I've been to three Aldi stores now, and they have no anchovy. And Aldi Broadway, it's sort of the exact same situation as the other two Aldi stores I've been to. They have mackerel, sardines, all these other cans of fish, but no anchovy. And I didn't ask anyone because obviously it was like quite busy. But I might have to follow this up now. It is a little bit suspicious that for the last 1 or 2 weeks, all the Aldi stores I've been to have had no anchovy. Um, maybe it's some supply chain issue. Maybe it's off season. I don't know. But yet again, all the other supermarkets I've been to, like Coles and Woolies, they've had anchovy. So yeah, I might see if I can get in contact with like maybe Audi and get to the bottom of this issue. I will keep you updated because yet again, I'm not like a logistics sort of person. I'm not like an expert on this. So if there's like an explanation to why Audi doesn't have anchovy, then I'd like to know. But yeah, I might have to follow this up now and really get to the bottom of this barrel. No pun intended. Get to the bottom of this can to why the Huddy stores I've been to haven't had any anchovy. But anyway, I can most probably close all these books. And yeah, hopefully I won't be completely dead tomorrow, but knowing me, I most probably will. But yeah, thank you for watching to the end, and I'll catch you all next time. See you all tomorrow. Stay cool. Whatever, just insert end quote here. Anyway, catch you all tomorrow. See ya.